Welcome to the press box here at Don Minch Memorial Stadium. I'm joined here by senior soccer player, Spartan girls soccer player, Angel Ikeda. Last Saturday night was a special night for you as you were recognized by the St. Louis Soccer Hall of Fame as a future star. Tell me about that.
I don't know. It's kind of like a strange and exciting kind of thing. Like, you are put into like a position with like people that are like really good, amazing soccer players, and it's weird to think of yourself as like someone like that because like I don't know, it's just like strange, and the award's kind of different. It's basically telling people like, hey, this girl's like she's pretty good, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't know, it's a strange award. I feel like.
How did the whole process of you being selected come about? What was that whole process like?
So Jim Leaker is the president of the Hall of Fame, and so they have a board of directors that will sit down and basically look through different schools and like different players, and they'll have like the team awards, individual awards, like so for our team it was like district champs, conference champs, and then like individuals such as like all state honors and all conference. And he also had like not just like athletic stuff. You also had like academics, so like your grades and what clubs you were involved in and all that kind of stuff. So they kind of sit down and pick out which ones had like the best qualities and which players like didn't meet their expectations, I guess.
Your mom is always proud of you, and your sister, and your older brother, and I've seen a lot of pictures on Facebook from the night itself. What was that whole experience, that night itself, the whole ceremony?
It was really nerve-wracking. I don't know how to explain. I've never felt that way before. I felt like, I don't know, like I had to impress a lot of people because, I don't know, the people that were there were very soccer-oriented and, like, everything, like, they lived, breathed soccer. Like, that's, like, what they grew up doing. And to be in there with those kind of people, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, like, it's so strange because you sit there and you're, like, listening to, like, the old history of soccer and, like, their history, what they've done and what they've accomplished, and then you look at yourself and you're like, I want to accomplish the same things just to keep that kind of thing going. And it's just, I don't know, it's really cool. And it was something. It was awesome. Just put it that way.
Speaking of history, what's the history with you? Like, when did you first start playing soccer? Start kicking around balls. When did that first come about?
Ever since I can remember, ever since I could walk, my mom was putting a ball at my feet, telling me like, "Hey, this is how you dribble. Do this," or like she would throw soccer balls in the air and tell me to settle them, teaching me not to be afraid, not to shy away from the ball, to always step in, to always be the first two. Like as soon as I could walk, they just threw me into the sport, hoping that like it'll be something good.
I think it has turned out pretty good for you. I was talking to Coach Phillips about you the other day. And we talked about how aggressive you are out on the field. I've known you since you were a little bitty over at Central Elementary. You've always been such a nice young lady, very polite, well-mannered. But when you get out on the soccer field, it's like there's a switch that turns on. You turn into a beast. How does that happen?
I think it's just competition's the main part of it. Like, I don't like the fact that other players can beat me out. I like to be on top, if that makes sense. And I mean, I wasn't like the biggest kid when I was little, so I always had to grow up like being taught you always have to be the first to the tackle or put in that extra effort in the tackle because I would never win the ball if I didn't, and I just like always carried over to high school, and it's just I don't know, it's something I feel like is one of my strengths as a player. I'm more aggressive than normal, so it kind of helps me out, and I mean, I don't know, it's just you're kind of born with it, I guess. You like either have that drive or you don't. You can't really teach aggression to a kid.
Okay.
So.
Speaking of coming out on top, you and your sister Tori made some noise out on the tennis court.
Yeah.
On the recently completed tennis season. Tell me about that.
District champs for the first time in school history is kind of cool. So making history is always fun. You like get your name out there and you get your school out there and you get people recognized, which is nice. Having Tori there with me was kind of something special to me, honestly, because when it comes to sports, especially soccer, it's like kind of like I'm a nutcase. Like my head's just like everywhere, and Tori's more of like a mellow, like cool, under pressure kind of person. So tennis is a very like mentality sport. Like if you get in your head, you're done. So she always helped me keep my calm and like make sure I was doing all right. So
Gotcha. Last year, you guys made a nice run in the state tournament. Had a very tough loss to Koryezu in overtime. What can we expect this upcoming spring when you guys hit the pitch?
I think you're going to expect something even better than last year. I mean, the players that were on our team last year have just gotten better in the off season. They've been playing club. They've been working hard. So it's just going to be like even a higher expectation of play, even higher like level of play. Like it's just going to be a step up from here, and I think you're going to see another good chance, another good run at state, because I truly do believe like the players we have are very hard to come by, and we're just like our field players are just going to kill it. I think honestly, we're going to be one of the best around the area. I feel like.
Well, speaking of club soccer that you mentioned a little bit ago, I know you've got your club soccer,
Yeah.
your Lou Fuse practice coming up. Beautiful weather to go out and practice soccer, and so. But thanks for joining me, and congratulations on the
Thank you.
recognition.
Thank